Everyone on social media wants to tell you that you can buy a house and live for free. But is that actually what's happening, or is it just really good marketing? Let's talk about what's actually true. I'm Christine Ballard with eXp Realty in Arlington, and today we're breaking down house hacking in 2026. What it is, what actually works, what doesn't, and whether it's a strategy that makes sense for you. First things first, what is house hacking? It's actually pretty simple. You buy a primary residence and generate income from it to help offset your monthly housing costs. That's it. The whole live for free thing, that's the clickbait version. There are three main ways buyers are making this work right now. The first is adding or using a secondary suite or an ADU. That could be an in-law suite, a backyard unit, or a converted space with its own entrance. This option has become even more attractive thanks to some recent policy changes. In the US, Fannie Mae now allows projected rental income from an ADU to be counted toward mortgage qualifications up to 30% of your total qualifying income. That's a pretty big deal for buyers trying to stretch their budget. The second strategy is multi-generational living. And before you picture college-aged kids never moving out, that's not always what this looks like. More families are intentionally buying homes together and sharing expenses, whether that's helping aging parents, adult children, or simply making home ownership more affordable for everyone involved. In fact, multi-generational home purchases have reached record highs. The third, and probably the one most people think of, is buying a duplex or small multifamily property. You live in one unit and rent out the others. There are still low down payment loan options available for owner-occupied multifamily homes, making this more attainable than a lot of buyers realize. Now let's talk about the math, because math has a funny way of ruining internet hype. The live for free narrative was always a bit of a stretch and even less common today. Interest rates are still higher than they were a few years ago, and home prices haven't dropped significantly in most markets. But that doesn't mean house hacking doesn't work. The goal in 2026 isn't necessarily free housing, it's making a home that feels out of reach become financially manageable. If rental income covers even part of your mortgage, that can be the difference between buying a home or staying on the sidelines. The buyers who tend to succeed with this strategy are the ones who don't rely on perfect case scenarios. They budget for maintenance, plan for vacancies, and don't assume they'll have tenants paying top dollar every single month. House hacking tends to make the most sense for three groups: first-time buyers trying to overcome affordability challenges, the sandwich generation balancing housing costs while caring for family members, and future investors who want hands-on experience before purchasing a standalone rental property. One thing you absolutely don't want to skip is checking local zoning and regulations. Just because an ADU or a rental setup is legal for a few streets over doesn't mean it will be allowed on the property you're buying. And unpermitted units can create expensive headaches later. Doing it the right way from the beginning is always worth it. And finally, let's talk about something people don't mention enough: the people part. Whether you're sharing your property with tenants or family members, clear expectations and healthy boundaries matter just as much as the financial numbers. House hacking isn't just a money decision, it's a lifestyle decision too. If you're wondering whether house hacking could work for your situation, let's talk. We'll look at your goals, your budget, and what's actually possible in your market without the clickbait promises. And remember, I am never too busy for you and your referrals.